Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the vast unknown below. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and fear grips you tightly. What if, instead of stepping back, you leaned into that fear? What if that fear was the key to unlocking your potential? Welcome to a journey of Stoicism, where fear isn't something to avoid, but to embrace. The great Stoics believed that fear is not our enemy. It's a guide pointing us toward growth. In the next few minutes, we'll explore how embracing your fear can transform your life, making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So, the next time fear whispers in your ear, remember this. It's not a signal to retreat, but an invitation to rise. Let's dive into how you can turn fear into your greatest ally on the path to personal growth. 1. Embrace your fear as an opportunity for growth. Fear is a natural part of life. We all feel it at different times, whether it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of not being good enough. But what if I told you that fear doesn't have to be something that holds you back? In fact, according to Stoic philosophy, fear can be one of your greatest opportunities for growth. The Stoics believed that fear is not just a warning signal, but a guidepost. It points to areas where we need to grow, learn, and become stronger. When we feel fear, it's a sign that we're standing at the edge of something important, something that could push us out of our comfort zone and into a new level of understanding and capability. Instead of running away from fear or trying to ignore it, the Stoics teach us to face it head-on. They encourage us to ask ourselves, why am I afraid? What does this fear reveal about me? What can I learn from it? By doing this, we can transform fear from a paralyzing force into a powerful motivator for self-improvement. Think about it this way. Every time you face your fear, you're training yourself to be more resilient. You're proving to yourself that you can handle challenges, no matter how daunting they seem. Over time, this builds confidence and inner strength, making you more prepared to face whatever life throws your way. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This means that fear is not about the situation itself, but how we perceive it. By changing our mindset, we can change our relationship with fear. So, the next time fear creeps in, don't see it as a barrier. See it as a challenge to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. Embrace your fear, and you'll find that it can lead you to places you never thought possible. 2. Imagine the worst-case scenario and prepare for it. Life is full of uncertainties, and sometimes the fear of what might happen can be overwhelming. But what if you could turn that fear into a tool for strength and resilience? The Stoics had a powerful technique for dealing with the unknown. They called it premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. In simple terms, it means imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing for it. The idea might sound pessimistic, but it's actually one of the most empowering practices you can adopt. When you take the time to think about the worst possible outcome of a situation, you're not trying to scare yourself. Instead, you're training your mind to be ready for anything. By visualizing what could go wrong, you remove the element of surprise and give yourself a chance to prepare mentally and emotionally. Imagine you're about to start a new job. You might worry about failing, not fitting in, or making mistakes. Rather than pushing these fears away, the Stoics would suggest that you face them. Picture yourself in the worst-case scenario. Maybe you struggle with the tasks, or perhaps you have a hard time connecting with your co-workers. Now ask yourself, what would I do if this happened? How would I cope? What steps could I take to handle the situation? By thinking through these possibilities, you start to see that even the worst-case scenario isn't the end of the world. You can survive it, and you can even grow from it. This exercise helps to reduce anxiety because you realize that you have the strength and resources to deal with whatever comes your way. The Stoics also believed that by imagining the worst, you could better appreciate what you have in the present. When you consider what life would be like if things went wrong, it makes you more grateful for the things that are going well. It grounds you in reality and helps you focus on what truly matters. So, the next time you're faced with uncertainty, take a moment to imagine the worst-case scenario. Don't do it to scare yourself, but to prepare yourself. You'll find that when you've already thought through the worst, you're much more confident and calm in facing whatever happens next. This mindset can turn fear into a powerful ally, making you stronger and more resilient in the face of life's challenges. 3. Challenge your negative thoughts. We all have negative thoughts from time to time. Whether it's doubting ourselves, fearing the future, or feeling overwhelmed, these thoughts can drag us down if we let them. But what if you could challenge those negative thoughts and turn them into something positive? That's exactly what the Stoics teach us to do. Stoicism is a philosophy that encourages us to take control of our minds. The Stoics believe that our thoughts are powerful. They shape how we see the world and how we react to it. But just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true or helpful. That's why it's important to challenge your negative thoughts, to question them, and to see if they really make sense. For example, imagine you're thinking, "I'm not good enough." Instead of accepting this thought as fact, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support it? Have I succeeded in similar situations before? By asking these questions, you can start to see that this negative thought is just that, a thought, not reality. The Stoics also believed in the power of perspective. When a negative thought arises, try to step back and look at the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year? Is this thought helping me, or is it holding me back? By changing your perspective, you can often see that your worries are smaller and less significant than they seem. Another powerful Stoic technique is to focus on what you can control. Many negative thoughts come from worrying about things that are out of our hands. The Stoics remind us that we can't control everything, but we can control how we respond. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, shift your focus to what you can do in the moment. What actions can you take? How can you improve the situation? By challenging your negative thoughts, you're not just pushing them away, you're transforming them. You're turning them into opportunities for growth, self-reflection, and action. This process makes you stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to handle life's challenges. So the next time a negative thought enters your mind, don't let it take over. Challenge it. Question it. Change your perspective and focus on what you can control. You'll find that by doing so, you can turn even the darkest thoughts into a source of light and strength. 4. Use affirmations and visualizations. To boost in our journey through life, we often face challenges that test our confidence and resilience. But what if you had tools to strengthen your mind and spirit, helping you stay focused and positive? The Stoics believed in the power of the mind, and one of the ways they cultivated inner strength was through affirmations and visualizations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, reminding you of your values, strengths, and goals. For the Stoics, these weren't just empty words. They were a way to reinforce their beliefs and guide their actions. By regularly using affirmations, you can train your mind to focus on what's important, drown out negative self-talk, and stay motivated even when times get tough. Imagine starting your day with an affirmation like, "I am in control of my reactions, and I can handle whatever comes my way. By repeating this to yourself, you're not just saying words, you're reminding your mind of a core Stoic principle. You may not control external events, but you control how you respond to them. This simple practice can shift your mindset, helping you face the day with confidence and calm. Visualizations are another powerful tool. This involves imagining a situation where you succeed, staying calm and resilient no matter the challenge. The Stoics believed that by visualizing success, you're mentally preparing yourself for it. You're rehearsing in your mind how you'll respond to difficulties, making it easier to stay composed and focused when the time comes. For example, if you're preparing for a big presentation, you might visualize yourself speaking clearly, answering questions confidently, and handling any challenges with grace. This mental rehearsal boosts your confidence and reduces anxiety because your mind is already familiar with the scenario. Combining affirmations and visualizations can be even more powerful. Start your day by affirming your strengths and values, then take a moment to visualize how you'll handle the day's challenges. Imagine yourself staying calm, making good decisions, and achieving your goals. By consistently using affirmations and visualizations, you're not just hoping for success, you're actively preparing for it. You're training your mind to stay focused on what matters and to be resilient in the face of difficulties. These practices are simple but incredibly effective in helping you cultivate a Stoic mindset, boosting your confidence and guiding you through life with greater peace and purpose. So the next time you face a challenge, use these tools to boost your inner strength, affirm your abilities, visualize your success, and watch how they transform your mindset and actions. Fifth, practice exposure therapy. Stoicism teaches us to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Exposure therapy is a practical application of this idea. It's a method that helps people face their fears and anxieties by gradually exposing them to what they're afraid of. This can be anything from public speaking to heights or social situations. The key idea is to start small and slowly build up. If someone is afraid of spiders, for example, they might first look at pictures of spiders, then watch videos, and eventually be in the same room with a real spider. Over time, the fear lessens because the person learns that what they're afraid of isn't as dangerous as they thought. This method aligns with Stoic principles, which encourage us to confront our fears directly, rather than running from them. Stoics believe that by facing what we fear, we become stronger and more resilient. They teach that our perceptions of events, rather than the events themselves, cause our distress. By gradually exposing ourselves to the things we fear, we can change our perceptions and reduce our anxiety. Exposure therapy isn't about eliminating fear entirely. It's about learning to live with it. Stoicism suggests that we should aim for tranquility by accepting what we can't control and working on our reactions to it. Exposure therapy follows the same path, helping us to accept our fears and manage them rather than letting them control us. In both Stoicism and exposure therapy, the focus is on growth and self-improvement. By practicing exposure therapy, we take steps towards becoming more stoic, facing life's challenges with courage and calm. This approach not only helps reduce fear, but also builds confidence, making us better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. 6. Distinguish between what is in your control. A core principle of Stoicism is learning to distinguish between what is within your control and what is not. This idea is simple but powerful, helping us lead a more peaceful and fulfilling life. According to Stoic philosophy, the only things truly under our control are our thoughts, actions, and responses. Everything else, such as other people's opinions, the weather, or past events, is beyond our control. When we waste energy worrying about things we can't change, we create unnecessary stress and frustration. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic on the way to an important meeting. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you react. You might choose to stay calm, use the time to practice deep breathing, or listen to a podcast. By focusing on what you can control, your attitude and response, you maintain your peace of mind, even in frustrating situations. Stoics believe that accepting what you can't control leads to greater inner peace. Instead of getting upset about things that are out of your hands, you can focus on improving yourself and your reactions. This doesn't mean you stop caring about things. It means you prioritize where you put your energy. For instance, you can't control whether it will rain tomorrow, but you can decide to carry an umbrella. You can't control if someone likes you, but you can control how kindly you treat them. By focusing on what you can change, you empower yourself to live a more effective and happier life. This mindset also helps you handle challenges more calmly. If something goes wrong, instead of getting upset, you can ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, let it go. If it is, take action. Over time, this practice can make you more resilient and less anxious. Stoicism teaches that peace and happiness come from within. By distinguishing between what is and isn't in your control, you learn to focus on what truly matters and let go of the rest. This shift in perspective allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and confidence. As we wrap up, remember this: fear isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Every time you face what scares you, you're not just confronting fear, you're inviting growth into your life. Stoicism teaches us that challenges, discomfort, and even fear are opportunities to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So the next time you feel fear creeping in, pause and see it as a chance to grow. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this moment to become better? Instead of running from your fears, lean into them. Embrace them as a necessary part of your journey. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone, it happens when you step out of it. By embracing your fears, you're taking a step closer to becoming the person you want to be. So, take a deep breath, face that fear, and watch how much you'll grow from it. If this resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more content on living a life full of courage and purpose. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, your fears are just stepping stones to your greatest potential.